Hello, welcome in. It's time for a new reaction to an album. This album choice was one that I basically picked because I thought it would be funny. It's the Living Tombstone with their newest album, Rust. It's only 23 minutes long, 10 songs with like 2-minute long songs. I have no idea what to expect going into this. I've heard this single, I Walk Ahead of You. From what I remember, it was meh. But again, I kind of just picked this to react to because I thought it would be somewhat entertaining for me and hopefully for you as a result. It could be very meh. It could also be a surprisingly fun album. That's what we're here to find out. Okay, as always, I will preface that I am just a casual listener. I'm not taking this really seriously, so I'm just gonna give my general thoughts after each song and then conclusive thoughts when the album is finished, and that's kind of gonna be that. It's nothing too exciting. It's just a normal reaction. Okay, so let's get into it. Rust, starting with Kill Us All. I'll be playing Bellatra in the background.
You can't press pause on chaos. Dead men passing laws when the judge holds a seance. Heads on coins get appointed for life, a life sentence. Sitting behind their white fences. Never attack the cul-de-sac, defenseless. Clean up the mess, reject the old consensus. Calls to order are breaking. Post their addresses. Justice is here for the taking. A nightmare, call it the American dream. Wake up to the sounds of the screams of the guillotine. Swish. Every time it falls, make a wish, kid. Wanna meet a senator? You just did. Pop quiz, is violence the answer? The grand experiment is done. You got cancer. Fascist death squads assemble in droves. Rewrite songs while they make bombs. They're preparing for a massacre. Last chance while the Panthers still got gas in her. Last man standing on the ashes where the masses were. Take the wheel, pick up some steel. It's time to stop being a passenger. They wanna kill us all. 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 If they wanna win, they're gonna have to kill us all. If they wanna win, they're gonna have to kill us all.
Okay, not expecting this, is it dubstep or just kind of hardcore friggin' start to this album. This is not what I'm used to from the Living Tombstone. What is going on in this story? It sounds like there's some kind of rebellion. I don't know, I shouldn't read too much into it from a casual listener. But that was a fine start, I suppose. It's not really a kind of genre that I have talked about before, so I'm not very good at explaining my thoughts in this kind of situation. But it was catchy. I was bopping along to it, but at the same time, it felt a bit, It's hard to take it seriously, to be honest. It feels... I don't know if I want to say it's trying too hard. But it's... I don't know, it's kind of hard to take the songs seriously. I don't know, maybe this sound doesn't do the lyrics justice when the lyrics are all about as violent as they are. It wasn't that offensively bad. It was fine. Again, I don't know what to. How do you even describe that song. Yeah, it was very punchy start to this album. I was very surprised. So let's keep going. Be Alone.
Death, death at the door. Another day of genocide killing the poor. Debt compounding more and more. A pound of flesh for the capital core. Lack of cash is a personal failure. Bail out the wealthy, pay off the jailer. Taxes on the wrong side of the tracks. What's it for to pay for war to mind the order?
Okay, so this is clearly just a very political album. Like, wow, okay, fucking straight into it with those lyrics. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Take the oil from a sovereign shore. Fuel for the rocket. T-4 till the way out. If you pay out, but you'll have to stay unless you can afford. The systems are broken. Declaration misspoken. Life, liberty, and your happiness stolen for profit. And there's no way to stop it. Close your eyes so the DJ can drop it. I want to stay up all night. I don't want to stay at all. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. I want to get off the line. I don't want to watch the fall. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. Kill, kill, dog eat dog. Gears of war turn and you are the cog. Feeding the hog a chalk outline on the sidewalk. Blood for the blood god, target for the skyhawk. Pawn in a game of chess, it's a contest where the haves put the have-nots to rest for progress. Only your death can appease the UAVs that hold the keys to war and peace. Owned by these humanitarian nominees who killed the trees for shopping sprees, then wash their hands with charities to pretend that they care but they don't. They took all the lifeboats. The Titanic is sinking. If you are not panicked, then you are not thinking. And their troops are advancing. If you won't sing along, then you better start dancing. I want to stay up all night. I don't want to stay at all. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. I want to get off the ride. I don't want to watch the fall. I don't want to be alone. 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 I don't want to be alone.
Okay, this is kind of gonna be a weird one to really discuss. First of all, I think that the actual beat sounded really cool. It was catchy. But then you have the actual like tone of the song, which is all about like the fucking horrors of capitalism and stuff. Genocide, murder, death, that kind of stuff. And then you've got this really catchy, upbeat sounding like beat. And the production, and it kind of makes the lyrics feel a bit redundant. Yeah, it doesn't pair well when you have this kind of upbeat electronic sound and these kind of lyrics. And also the cadence of the flow of the actual vocals were not great. You know, the actual lyrics are mostly fine, a little bit kind of cheesy at moments, but for the most part, you know, it rhymed well enough, and I respect them for, you know, speaking out about this, but at the same point, the writing is not really all there. It feels a bit, I don't know, it feels like it didn't put much time into actually writing this song. It feels like they're just kind of appeasing a certain demographic audience. Yeah, I don't know. So there's good aspects of this song, but I just think the execution was not great. I feel like it's slightly tone deaf, and yeah, I'm a bit concerned about how this album's gonna keep going when this is the lead single. But again, sonically fine. It sounded fine. It was fairly catchy. But again, the cadence and lyrics, writing, that kind of thing brought the song down quite a bit. Let's move on to, I think, the song that I've heard. Yeah.
It's a riot, it's a struggle, this society's a jungle. You can fight to survive, but it's a goddamn free-for-all. It's a mob, it's a battle, stick the pride to the cattle. You can try to climb the ladder, but they love to watch you fall. Soul survivor, non-believer, nihilistic narcissist. You live for nothing but yourself. Eat like no one else is hungry. Greed's a drug and you're a junkie. Cause if everybody's doomed, you want the biggest house in hell. I thought you'd understand, I thought you'd understand. You fed me a deception while you smiled and shook my hand. You taught me not to trust, you put me in my place. Now I'm sick of taking orders with a grin up on my face. Society's a jungle, you can fight to survive, but it's a goddamn free-for-all. Eat like no one else is hungry, greed's a drug and you're a junkie, cause if everybody's doomed.
Okay, I walk ahead of you. Let's start with the positives. There's definitely a lot of potential in that song. Because again, the actual like writing and production on the instrumentals has been really good so far. It's consistently catchy. Nothing sounds. It sounds professional in the instrumental writing. If that makes sense, that's the only way I can kind of describe it so far. But it sounds great. And then where it gets brought down is definitely in the vocals and the lyrics side of things. The production on the vocals was really weird, on like the kind of filter that they put on the vocals. I could barely understand what was being said for most of it, mostly in the verses. And the chorus, where it repeats, I walk ahead of you, sounds bad. The vocals do not sound good at that point. I don't know if it's just the vocalist singing is not, great vocalists. What am I saying? The vocals just they don't sound very, good. It doesn't sound good. And yeah, like I said, the filter sounds, it's distracting. It's hard to make out what's being said. And the lyrics, again, didn't really do much. It just feels kind of generic at the moment. It feels like it's just kind of turn your brain off and vibe music with an undertone of trying to sound, like you're wanting to make an impact. And, it's kind of a shame. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It feels like they could have done much better if they had gone for a different approach in not only the writing, but the actual sound of the whole album, because there is a lot of potential here. We've only heard 3 songs, so I'm kind of like going on a tangent for not much at the moment. But there's a lot of potential in the actual instrumental side of things. Let's keep going anyway. Somebody.
I wanna be somebody's good little helper. Are you proud of me? I wanna be somebody who makes a difference. Boys lighting up to feel alive. All the parts are interchangeable. Toys wind us all up with comforting lies about the world. I feel like I am nothing without your eyes upon me. Make me feel like I'm something. Make me feel like you want me. The hero of the story, or just somebody stronger. Tell me I have a purpose. Tell me I have a father. Are you proud of me now? Giving to each and everyone an identity to give their lives for. Ready to kill and die to protect a fairy tale. My heaven is only for the brotherhood. Paradise if you're a true believer. Try. Close your eyes, no doubt, no disobedience. I feel like I am nothing without your eyes upon me. Make me feel like I'm something. Make me feel like you want me. The hero of the story, or just somebody stronger. Tell me I have a purpose. Tell me I have a father. Are you proud of me now? 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 Are you proud of me now?
Somebody. Again. I feel like I'm just going to be constantly repeating myself. Instrumentally solid. Vocals are ruining the song. Honestly, I don't want to say that the vocalist is by any means a bad singer, because he's not. He's not a bad singer. But what he's going for here is not really working. Let's be honest. Anyway, again, I'm trying to pick at the lyrics, and you know, there are parts where I'm like, oh, I kind of get it now, and then the next line makes me think, wait, what? What is happening? But I think what's happening in this song is the song is being sung from the perspective of this person, this son, who's singing towards his father. I think his father, like, obviously wasn't the best father to him, and the narrator, if you can call him that, is going off to war in order to make his dad feel proud. And you got lines like ready to kill and die to protect a fairy tale. You know, there is some solid lyrics to be found throughout this album that I feel like have been kind of wasted on what we've got. And you just get like this. What is happening here? The repetitiveness of some of these lyrics being like yelled by this vocalist. with this auto-tune filtery mess, it doesn't sound great. And again, it's taking what could be a fairly solid electronic track and, you know, staining it and making me not want to return to it. It is a shame. There's a lot of potential here that is not being fully realized. I want to point out this song here, Drunk. I think Drunk is a fucking great song. Pretty much what the name of the song suggests. It's from the perspective of this guy who's getting wasted, you know, day after day, to, you know, numb the pain and not feel anything. And the flow on that song, the rapping is so good. The writing on the lyrics is great. I don't have any complaints with anything related to the vocals or the lyrics on that song. And now we've regressed into what's on this album, which is a shame. Let's keep going. I didn't expect these songs to all have lyrics. So I will be looking at the lyrics if they're available. Rust, the title track.
Rust grows the longer it's exposed, to prove that people know the mask is slipping. Fraud rose to watch it decompose. The alloy melts and glows, you see it dripping. The facts spread like cracks on a sea of this green. Everybody's saying the rust. The walls become weak as the weather with age. It covers the gate. The rust. The rust. The rust. The rust. Rust knows it reaps the seeds it sows. It meets the fate it chose at the beginning. Blast blows much deeper than before. They're hunting you for sport because you're winning. The gears wet my tears till they oxidize red. It's been overfed. The rust. The tower collapses. They're trapped in the rafters. They're buried alive in the rust. Rust spreads 1,000 toxic threads. The lines that sign the threat of revolution.
Oof, that was rough, dude. Oof. No, the vocals did not sound good there. Why does it sound like the vocalist has such a strong accent on this song compared to anything else that I've heard? Is it a different vocalist? Or is it, like, intentionally put on for some reason? I don't know, but either way, it doesn't sound good. The singing on this song is rough, to say the least, and it is not helped by all of the fucking, like, mixing on the vocals. It rust, like, that's that. Not even the instrumentals sounded great there. Very underwhelming. And I have no idea what's happening in the lyrics here. It just sounds like fucking some obnoxious, weird writing. Somebody's just it doesn't seem like there's much intention in the writing. I really don't know what they tried to do with this, but this was easily the worst song yet, by a margin. It doesn't help that these songs are so short that they're not like... What's the word I'm looking for? They're not like... Ugh. I forget, I'm terrible at remembering specific words when I need to, fuck. But, you know, they're not doing a whole lot. They're not stretching out the songs to delve into the lyrics more. And I don't know. I can't think of what I'm trying to say right now, sorry. But yeah, not a great song. Let's keep going. Not waste any time. Boulder.
Keep everything from leaking. You're pushing up against every ceiling. They're watching over you, seeking reasons to punish, stopping you from delivering. Sisyphus pushing boulders. The world is crushing. The weight is resting upon your shoulders. No escaping. Your back is aching. Your knees are buckling. Bones are breaking. Watching people go by and wondering why you can't get ahead. It's maddening. By design that you'll die and nobody. Moving rocks till you find a way to get out of cycles of brutal poverty. Chipping over and over. Whittling down your sanity. Losing everything. What a waste of your dead humanity.
Just pretend you're happy or you'll fall apart. Then here again. Restart. Just pretend you're happy or you'll fall apart. Broken hands hold up the dreams of broken hearts.
Ears are ringing. Are those angels singing? Feel your fingers stinging. And you're grimacing so hard, like you're grinning with deep scars as you're losing your last grip. Now you're slipping, you're lacking, thought you were winning. Slack for a moment, back to beginning. Lost it all when you stop it all. When you hit a wall, if you try to stall. And they're waiting for you to throw it away on something you want to fill up the hole they dug for you. There's no love for you, there's no God helping from above for you. There's another day, working another day, hurting another day, closer to the day that it smothers you.
Just pretend you're happy or you'll fall apart. Then here again. Restart. Just pretend you're happy or you'll fall apart. Broken hands hold up the dreams of broken hearts.
Good lord, what a mess of a song. I know I don't listen to this kind of music much, but I appreciate it. I don't dislike it. I know when this kind of music is not doing it well, and this is a great example of how to not do fucking electronic kind of... I don't even think I can call this dubstep. I don't know what to even call this genre. Let me look it up. I'm curious to see what people think of this. Electropop, rap rock, electro-industrial. Yeah, I guess that's electropop, rap rock. Those two mashed together. Yeah, no, it's... I don't know what they were thinking with this one. This is just an absolute like mess of a song. It doesn't flow well at all in neither the vocals or the instrumentals. The timing is really weird. I know you can experiment with timing and sometimes it sounds cool, but here it just makes it so fucking like messy and cluttered, and like I don't know why they thought that this sounded good, but this sounds like something made by a complete amateur, and these guys have been going for well over a decade, and it's like, how have you put this together and decided that, yeah, this is the best you can give? No, this is not even close to the best I've heard from this artist. And maybe it's just bias from hearing their music when I was younger, and less, versed with music in general. But no, I can't defend this. This is it's not the worst thing I've ever heard, and I guess the rapping was all right, and the writing of the lyrics was fine. I like this kind of storytelling with the what's the guy who pushes the boulder up the hill? I forgot who that is, but that's kind of this is him, I suppose. Sisyphus is literally right there. Okay, well, the fact that they just name dropped him is never mind then. Fuck this whole song. I'm done with it. I'm moving on. Orphans.
We're waiting for sundown.
Okay, come on.
At night when we come out, are you scared? When your time runs out, we will be there, prepared for a showdown. We see in the dark now. We're watching when you think you're alone. We live in the shadows of your throne. When you let your guard down, nothing to lose, because we lost it all before. And now we will not be ignored. We are the orphans. Nothing to lose but for the chains that hold us down. We feel the pain you try to drown, growing your fortunes. We are the orphans. We're following blind men. They took out his eyes for plain pretend. They lie and deny us once again. We're living for something. Can you feel it coming? The ones you discarded, left for dead, we'll take it all back from you instead. There's no chance of running. Nothing to lose, because we lost it all before. And now we will not be ignored. We are the orphans. Nothing to lose but for the chains that hold us down. We feel the pain, try to drown, growing your fortunes. We are the orphans. We are the orphans.
Okay. This might be a surprise to some after what I've already said about this album, but this was good. This is a good song. This is a very solid song. Maybe it's just hearing the last couple of tracks and it just being substantially better makes me think that it's a good song, but I'm willing to add this. I'm willing to add this to my playlist and give it a chance, because I think that was, compared to what we've heard so far, that was basically what I could ask for from not only this sound but this artist, exploring this kind of, aesthetic. This low-key kind of vibe, I think works a lot better for them, as well as, the vocals. It's a lot more drawn back. They've been a lot safer, I guess is the best word for most of this whole song, is safe. But I think that has worked best for them here, because honestly, it was nice. It was a nice track. The lyrics with well, the lyrics were cool. I enjoyed the writing of the lyrics. You know, it's not like anything amazing or provocative. It's just, you know, it's simple, but respectable in its nature. It's very, very barely a song that I want to return to, but I'm happy to give this a chance. I want to enjoy something from this album, because, like I said, there is a lot of potential here that isn't being realized in most of these songs, and I think this is the first one that actually nailed down the sound without, you know, staining any of the elements. I thought the mixing and the vocals was fine, the singing was solid, instrumentals weren't very exciting compared to a couple of other songs, but honestly, all in all, it was definitely a more engaging experience and less, you know, less embarrassing, I guess. It's still not the quality that I hoped from this band in particular, but we're getting somewhere. Goliath.
Sick and sadistic, crushed under boot heels we pray. I'm not a statistic, although I know that's what they'll say. They tear us down, send in the hounds, maim us and then lock us away. They gas the crowds, poison the clouds, block the sun and turn the sky gray. I wanna defeat Goliath. I don't wanna feel so small. I wanted to be united. I want the regime to fall. They're marching on, I can't outrun. They won't stop and I won't obey. I need someone, where is the gun? Where's the fucking gun? Make them pay. I wanna defeat Goliath. I don't wanna feel so small. I wanted to be united. I want the regime to fall. I wanna defeat Goliath. I wanted to be
Dad doesn't love me. Dad doesn't love me. Dad doesn't love me. Dad doesn't love me.
Okay, I kind of liked the way that song closed off, crescending the strings there, and the vocals were okay, I guess. It didn't bring it down, but overall, kind of in the middle for me. I thought, again, the timing is kind of messy and doesn't work as well as I think they want it to. But honestly, the standout thing here for me was the video playing on the side. The video looks fucking sick. I was kind of distracted by that the whole time, but no. Anyway, the actual the song is solid. I thought the vocals here were again. Then it's not great. It's not like blowing me away in any kind of capacity, but for what I've heard so far, the vocals here are fine. I didn't really have a problem with them, even with the mixing. The high-pitched God Doesn't Love Me part, being repeated as often as it was, kind of got a bit irritating. I think that's just the way that it's, sung and mixed, but not really that offensive, I guess. This lyrically sounds a lot like the introductory song, with again the rebellious kind of sound to it. This is kind of goofy, I'm not gonna lie, but overall not too bad. Again, when you're comparing it to Boulders, that is a complete mess. So this is an improvement on all fronts. But that being said, it's still not a great song by any means. It has some, engaging aspects to it. But overall, it's not really a song that I think deserves to be replayed. I think it's a one-time listen kind of thing. Let's move on. Malibu Pier.
Sunrise, an empty mansion at the seaside. No one around, a little town committed suicide. The people drown amid the high tide. The beach is wet with money, blank check. It's not enough to buy the time back. It's not enough to stop the world and try to fight back. The ocean carried off the wine rack. It's kind of funny living at the all gone. No one to water all the grass lawns. They thought it couldn't happen here and they were dead wrong. A hermit crab upon a chaise longue. The water took the city, sea salt. The markets came to a complete halt. They tried to warn us, we ignored them, it's our own fault. The ocean's filling up the bank vaults. It's kinda pretty living at the
Aside from the grating auto-tune in this song, again, largely inoffensive, I will say. Kinda catchy. I thought the vocals were fine. I liked the kind of way that the vocals ran in that song, but I still don't think the vocalist is particularly great, which is a shame. If you had a stronger vocalist, I don't want to be mean or anything because, this vocalist is fine. I don't have any problems with the vocalist. I just, I guess I'm not a big fan of his voice here. Give me a stronger vocal performance and a better voice for me, and this could actually be a good to great song. And maybe a little more interesting production choices. Instrumental didn't do much, so a very fine song overall. But again, it's not a song that I can really dunk on. Just a little bit, yeah. There's a lot that could be improved, but it's not bolder. How many songs have we got left? One more. Let's go on to the last song. It's only 1.5 minutes long. Okay, let's do this. This will be our year.
Of your love's like the warmth of the sun, and this will be our year. Took a long time to come. Don't let go of my hand, now the darkness has gone, and this will be our year. Took a long time to come, and I won't forget the way you helped me up when I was down. And I won't forget the way you said, darling, I love you. You gave me faith to go on. Now we're there, and we've only just begun. And this will be our year. Took a long time to come. This will be our year. Took a long time to.
Okay. Alright. Much more laid back of an outro. I think this is specifically for the kind of story they're telling in this album. I don't really care for whatever the story is, but I mean, solid outro. A very, very kind of stereotypical outro song, I guess you could call it. Very short, straight to the point. I actually thought the vocals were probably mostly at their best here. Very, soothing vocals, which I think worked much better than the kind of shoutiness from the earlier songs. So there's that. Just the acoustic feel of it. It was pleasant. It was a pleasant outroduction. Outro. Is that a word? Outroduction? I can't remember. That. The closer. Yeah. I wasn't as disappointed in those last songs as I was kind of hyping it up to be at that point. I was thinking, oh god, this is really where it falls off once we got to that halfway point. But no, it came back. It delivered a couple of solid moments, honestly. It somewhat redeemed itself, but not much. So yeah, that was a fine album. I guess there was some really low parts, but there was a lot of promise. I think is the nicest thing I can say is that there's a lot of promise here. This album had a lot of potential to be something, really strong, but a lot of choices here and there led to a very questionable album, to be fair, especially on the vocals and partly the mixing as well. The structure of some of the songs was very messy and felt awkward, and the production was fine. Again, the production and the instrumentals is probably what carry this album, and the vocals and the writing is what kind of brought it down. So overall, it's basically an album that lies flat in the middle for me. I would rate this a solid 5 out of 10. Right in the middle. I feel like it potentially could be lower. Definitely not higher than a 5. But, you know, maybe I'm feeling generous, but me, personally, I really do believe that this is worthy just enough to be a 5 out of 10. So yeah, a much shorter video than usual, but I hope you enjoyed this reaction and this listen along with me. I hope you enjoyed this album as much as, if not more, than I did. And I hope to see you again with whatever we do next, whatever album I react to next, or whatever video I end up making. I don't know. But yeah, thank you for sticking around. I hope to see you again. If not, have a great rest of your week. Goodbye.